far away, into a land unknown. That's where she'll run from time to time, to a place where she feels at home. There's no rhyme or reason to where she might be, but one way of knowing, just one way to see.
May the light of Christ, rising in glory, dispel the darkness from your hearts and minds.
In her eyes, and she will take you there. She'll take you anywhere, take you anywhere. And for a while, you're side by side, sharing the ride with her. And you will understand, you'll see why she is so beautiful to me.
I shall always be near you, in the garish day and in the darkest night. And if there be a soft breeze upon your cheek, let it be my breath. Or if the cool air fans your throbbing temple, it shall be my spirit passing by. The power of this holy night dispels all evil, washes guilt away, restores lost innocence, brings mourners joy.
Julie?
Antonio, I'm trying to help here.
You don't understand. The whole frame was alight, and she slept right through it.
You could have been killed. Do you think she did it?
I don't know.
Look, we can arrange a plea of diminished responsibility for her. But I need to know. Did you see her start it?
I didn't see her start it. I didn't see anyone start it. I can't explain it. It was just there.
Poltergeist activity always has a focus, the person on whom the activity is centered. Typically, the focus is a young female who's endured a series of stressful incidents in her life, although with no history of mental illness. And the majority of the subjects were living away from home when the incidents took place, in families where there was a significant degree of tension. Julie, would you be kind enough to go with Paola, please? Well, Mr. Gabrielli, do I detect a man whose worldview has taken something of a knock?
How do you know the film isn't a fake?
There were 2 physicists involved from the Max Planck Institute. They were scrupulous in searching for any deception, you know? Hidden wires, things like that. They found nothing. Excuse me.
A laboratory for dreams, run by a master of the supernatural. How very strange.
I thought this would be right up your street.
I'm a nun, Antonio, not a witch doctor. If you get any results, will you use them in court?
I don't know.
She's not asleep.
It doesn't matter. We weren't affected.
So what now?
Now we wait. Well, looks like today is not our lucky day. I'm sorry.
Francis, I might like to talk to you. Not about the case.
As a psychiatrist or a nun?
What's the difference?
Oh, about 150,000 lira an hour.
It's about Sarah.
Of course, whenever you like.
How old were you when your father left home?
I was 4.
And how many times has he contacted you since then?
3 times.
3 times in 15 years? Did that make you angry?
Sometimes. Usually it just made me unhappy.
And has he contacted you since you've been arrested?
No.
How old is your father?
42 or 43.
And how old is Alessandro Cenci?
He had a birthday the month before that. He's 45.
So did you look upon him as a father figure?
No.
Did you find him attractive? Well, it's a simple enough question. Why do you hesitate?
Guess I thought he was attractive, but for someone of 45.
So is that why you tried to seduce him?
I didn't.
Are you sure that on the day of the fire in the farmhouse you didn't put Mr. Cenci's hands between your legs and ask him to have sex with you?
No.
And then when he refused, you didn't threaten to tell his wife that he kept pestering you to go to bed with him?
No. I'd never do anything like that.
Are you telling the truth?
Yes.
You always tell the truth?
Not always. I'm telling it now.
A simple answer, yes or no. Do you always tell the truth?
Yes.
How old were you when your mother died?
I was 15.
So what happened to you after her death?
There was no one to look after me, so I was put in a home run by the local authority.
Were they kind to you there?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Your mother collapsed and died of a heart attack in hospital. Is that correct?
Your Honor, this is a blatant attempt to upset the witness. It can't possibly have any bearing on this case.
Councillor Flores?
I will show the relevant shortly, Your Honor. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, whilst we were reviewing the evidence for this case last week, one of my assistants noticed a discrepancy in the documents obtained from England concerning the death of the defendant's mother, a Mrs. Anne McCulloch. I'm afraid on first examining the documents, it had not been noticed that the deceased's date of birth was the 1st of the 9th, 1923. Well, this would have made her 73 years old at the time of her death. We immediately contacted the police in the defendant's hometown, and we only received this report yesterday. It appears that the name McCulloch is extremely common, and the clerk responsible for collecting this information had confused the defendant's mother with a woman of the same name who died in the same year from a heart condition. Did your mother die of a heart attack in the hospital in Horsham?
No.
Where did she die?
At home.
And how did she die?
She died in a fire.
Your Honor, I protest at the way the prosecution is introducing this new evidence. I request at least a day in which to examine it and consult with my client.
The court is not going to grant your request, Councillor Gabrielli. We will reconvene after lunch. We're going to get to the bottom of this today.
I believed in her, for God's sake. I took her into my own home, which she then attempts to incinerate around me. Now she makes me look like a complete fucking idiot in front of the entire country.
Goodness. What an impressively talented girl she is. What are you trying to say? That Julie is guilty? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, bring her in.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear it. You lied to me. which is unforgivable.